Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon to new moon, March into April 2022. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. Link in the description box. Creator on Patreon. Poof. Patreon.com/Drawing the Circle. The Archangel of Lyons. Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hey, my gems. Considering what's going on planet Earth, these shadow reads may be all that we can do to help out what's going on in Ukraine, unless you have more direct access. I don't. If you find yourself in a similar situation and you are new to this channel, a 7-card draw is 1 card from 7 different decks, giving you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. We'll talk about that in a moment, so that you can do the waning moon. It's a lunar read from full to new, letting go, releasing, healing, alchemizing, forgiving, surrendering, all of the stuff to make room for the new. And because of quantum unity, this is how we can help, right? This is at least we can clean up our own energy fields from the alchemy from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace. There are 3 more atoms in lead than there are in gold. So there is a symbolic alchemical version of surrender, release, waning moon stuff, which changes your energy field and helps heal the world. And I don't know, maybe we jump to a timeline where all of this gets resolved peacefully. Quantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. So let's look at that astrological timeline, shall we? We're looking at the full moon in Virgo, Friday, March 18th, 3:17 a.m. I will be doing my magic before that. Oh, I will still be in Saratoga at that point. I am doing these the Thursday before the week before the full moon, because I'm going up to Saratoga for a bit to see my parents, miss them, get my car, inspected and all that stuff, because I bought it up there. So then we are looking at, from that, the waning moon. Boop, 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 boop. If you like an audio visual, the new moon in Aries, April Fool's Day, Friday, April 1st, 2:24 a.m. So you can really wake up on April Fool's Day, do a little something, something, but let's clear the path for the planting of that seed. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get more about the scenario, the timeline we're about to look at. But we all have concurrent timelines, right? There's my career, I'm seeing my family, got relationships, my health, right? My finances, all of those paths. So do check your other signs. Other than that, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will get you the best and the blessed that I can, and we'll end this with a blessing, putting all 7 cards together. It's just how I roll. Please take a nice deep breath. I'm very down to business today. I'm feeling my Virgo. I'm feeling my Virgo sun sign big time. Here we go. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, the higher selves of all involved, the spirit animals, totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons, for the Gemini collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the heads of the Gemini? Just setting up the shadow and the light, the soul power being developed, giving us an indication of the shadow work done from the Caroline Mace archetype deck for the Gemini collective this full moon to new. Ooh, you got the witch. Ooh, you got the witch. I know there's no artwork on it except for a pentacle I drew in ballpoint pen like decades ago. It feels like very well might be. Caroline gives us blank cards because we couldn't have a deck with every archetype known. You'd need a machine. You'd need like one of those bingo things to spit out the cards. A hopper. You get a head, a hopper. I had a hopper. We all know the shadow and the light of the witch. Come on, the wicked witch and the good witch, right? Glinda and Elphaba, but if you know the T, at least the Gregory Maguire tea, you know that Glinda wasn't that good. And Elphaba was hardly that wicked. We're all driven to the things that were done, but we do have choice. In terms of the 9 archetypal families, there are 9. The witch to me can fall in at least 2, maybe 3. The wisdom family archetype, because witch does mean wise person. You could call it the medicine person, right? Of the tribe, but also can use magic. There's a lot in there, as well as the divine family of archetypes. Now, you could put witch in the wild card as well, because you never know how a witch is going to show up. But either way, divine or wisdom power, the witch hovering over your head is all about how do you use the wisdom that you have for wheel, W-A-L, good stuff, or whoa, as in whoa, how you want to play this out. Now, the 8th chakra affects all the other chakras underneath it, your energy field, what you attract, what you repel, and honestly sets the vibe to jump timelines. Just saying, I didn't make this stuff up. Like, no, it's out there. The truth is out there. So let's look at those next 4 chakras down. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, right? The internal world, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, your yin dynamic, psychological world, call it what you want. We're using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, my favorite tarot deck. Fiona Morgan, please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the east. Please, I got the witch. I'm off and running with this. That's all I needed to see was that witch card, first card down. What's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. Even if these people don't consider themselves witches, they may be dealing with one, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. But I know my audience tends to be other witches. So, bingo, was their name-o. Please, what's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown, internal, internal. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, leave that card in my hand. This full to new. Excellent. Ace of Flames. Now, for a shadow read, this is the spark, the Ace of Wands, the One of Flames, creation. So the seed of the new is in there, but it's throat chakra. It is about a new decision. It is about making a choice to take that inspiration of creation and to just kind of chew on it, maybe, and clearing the path through the waning moon to then plant it. Well, let's keep going. Mythic Tarot will be the lower 3 chakras. Relationships in the physical world, as well as everything in the physical world. Root chakra, groups, tribes. Like, you don't realize how many tribes and circles you're a part of until you start looking at the bigger picture. There's the human race, there's the ancestral lineage, and your political leaning, and, you know, Joan Jett's bad reputation nation, you know, all of that. Second chakra, one-on-one, relationships with other people and things. And solar plexus, your relationship to yourself, your self-esteem, your intuition, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. And as a witch, that's going to be key. Breathe. Even if you don't consider yourself a witch. In title. It's not for everybody, I get it. So by all means, I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the east. What's going on? Inside looking out, outside looking in. Lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Geminis. With the witch in the 8th. Ace of Wands. One of Flames on the inner, and Wheel of Fortune on the outer. Something fated or destined, F-A-T-E-D, fated or destined, depending on how you want to play the game. If you want to suffer your fate, then go shadow. If you want to manifest your destiny, then go light. The fates are going to weave what they will. Anyway, there is a divine timing aspect to this card, and that's why you can have this inspiration, but is it time to pull the trigger? Depends on how you want to play that. It's a fast read for you, Gemini. Chonk it into place. You know, doing readings during void, of course, is just easier. Less static on the channel. Let's get you a healing mantra to help you with the shadow work here. Please take a nice deep breath. From the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, cleansed and consecrated to the Ascended Masters General Assembly. This could be about anything, any situation. So please, Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, clunky, for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. We've got the chakra dynamic on the table. 8th chakra, the witch. Light to shadow, lead to gold, somewhere on that percentage, that sliding scale. Ace of flames on the inner. You can clarify that a little bit in terms of what is the desire, right? That element of fire, that thing that they want, but they haven't, it's just the seed of it, the seed of creation, the impetus. With the Wheel of Fortune on the outer, that divine timing thing. And it is time, but it's also going to take some time. Fate or destiny, up to them. The healing mantra for them, this new to full, to help them heal, is untangling neglect. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Neglect, I just said this to a dear friend of mine yesterday. The situation that you are in, if this was abuse, you would have been out of there a long time ago. But because it's neglect, it's passive. It takes a while to catch on to. Just saying, it's abuse, neglect, codependence, and loss are the 4 ego wounds. The hero, right? The human is the ego. The hero is the personality that takes the journey, the healing journey. The immortal soul knows better, heals, feels it all deeply, and transforms it. And the divine part of us, the higher self, is like, yeah, duh, I love you. And enjoy the ride. Even with total war breaking out in Europe, we do the best we can. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Now, element of fire, what you yearn for, your will, your heart's desire. When neglect is untangled, you're no longer turning to outside sources for constant reassurance or validation. Instead, you are going within to the depths of your own heart to notice the parts of yourself that require the presence of your attention. And if that's not essential to shadow work, I don't know what is. So I do think that Ace of Flames is saying, do you want to do this alchemy or not? It is time, and you're either going to suffer your fate or manifest your destiny, but it is a hero's journey. But you've got to untangle the neglect that you've experienced in this life, as do we all. In nurturing yourself in this way, you step forward as the first responder to each wound, concern, and desire, right? Because when our desires don't get met, right, to be the first responder to that hurt child maybe, or that sense of feeling neglected by the world. From this space, there becomes less of a likelihood of attracting relationships where further neglect occurs, simply because you have accepted your role as the one who nurtures the innocence within you. That sounds pretty cool. This mantra is ideal for building self-confidence, surviving codependence, hello, Frisco, and healing neediness. Work. So, the choice to untangle neglect is yours. Remember, it's subtle, it's passive, and yet it's still just as painful. And creates all sorts of its own toxic effects as a result. And mind you, usually people who are abused will neglect, unless they were neglected, right? And then they will either, well, you see how it goes. It's passed on. It's a chain of pain. And understand, this was written into this life before you ever incarnated, right? It's like a deep character, journey. When an actor reads the script, they get to see it. Well, apparently we got to take a glimpse at it before we said, yeah, okay, I'll go back, I'll go play in a meat suit on planet Earth. And then they showed me what I looked like at 53. I was like, oh, work, I'm in. That's what I look like. Fine. Chocolate and sea salt. Okay, we'll give it a shot. Let's try and keep it light, folks. Believe me, I'm watching the news on breaks, then praying and meditating, putting on the face again after I cry it off, and doing my work. Let's get the higher selves of all involved. The whispers of love. Right now, this seems like a solo gig, but obviously, if there are other people involved, this seems like it's the shadow work going on inside of you, but it might obviously have other people involved, or maybe not so involved, which may be the point with untangling neglect. Breathe. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love? Piece of information, inspiration, insight, most helpful, most needed for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, which in the 8th chakra, Ace of Wands, 1 of Flames on the inner, Wheel of Fortune, the Fates on the outer, untangling neglect, taking the time to give themselves the praise, the approval that they desire for the well-being of all. What do you got for them? The whisper of love from new to full. Back to what you love. Your current situation is giving you an opportunity to reevaluate what you want. Chewing on that element of fire. What do I want? What do I want? Let me get back to what I... Now, that doesn't mean necessarily going back to something that you loved and was toxic and blah, blah, blah. Maybe. Hey, choice, right? But to say, let me get back to what do I love, right? If you've been chasing, if you've been people-pleasing, if you've just been working your ass off doing what needs to be done and not getting much of what you want to get done, it's not always the same thing. Let me get back to what do I love? What do I love here? Because it's time. And that would certainly untangle neglect. Just telling yourself, you more than fucking deserve it. Everybody does. Everybody deserves to focus on what they love. I love you. That untangles neglect. And as you do that, for you, you do that to every heart. Quantum, wantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, look it up. I am not a scientist, I'm witch. I guess doing that in a faux Katya Zamolodchikova drag queen accent is a little off tune at this point. That's alright, I can always slide around the British Isles. Spirit guides, let's get you the divine animals oracle, the spirit animals and totems to help you do the shadow work. Please take a nice deep breath. Divine Animals Oracle, Tony Carmine Salerno. One more nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, helping them with the shadow work, this full moon to new moon, with the witch in the 8th, 1 of Flames on the inner, Wheel of Fortune on the outer, untangling neglect and getting back to what they love. This new to full, March, April 2022. The Jaguar. I said Jaguar in a reading that I did in Beth at True Love Reads. I was like, what am I, Hall & Oates? Only certain people are going to get that. The Jaguar, connected to the goddess Ixchel, I believe is how you say it, who is the eagle woman in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the Aquarius card, Crone of Blades. Going to read this from the Bookie Book, card number 9. The key word is release. There you go. Release. Couldn't ask for a better totem, spirit animal to help you on a waning moon. Well, you probably could, but it's probably going to be more that element of fire, right? When you think of Jaguar, well, unless you're thinking a car, an automobile, which is French, sorry. It's element of fire, right? Felines are fire, usually. Card number 9, Jaguar, release. Release what you no longer need. Take action to move something from the ideas world into the physical world. That's that Ace of Flames, creation, rock. Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. Wash away the negative aspects of the past. Surrender it all and embrace the new. And I think this is even about birth. I'm going to read the magic here. I think this is the one. Call upon the releasing powers of the Jaguar woman, Ixchel, when you are ready to let go of something, whether it is an excess of something, a bad habit, a disease, or old patterns. Ixchel is a powerful discharging force for those who are getting ready for birth. Now let's take that symbolically and perhaps literally if that's your gig. She is a wise guide and will assist you to have an easier birth. And it feels like that is exactly what I said, right? You got this thing you're chewing on, but it's a waning moon. You got to clear the path. Jaguar. Oh, here she comes. Watch out. She only comes out at night. Oh, God. I had such a crush on Oates. I did. I did. I either like men really taller than me or really shorter than me. It's true. It's true. All right, the hidden blessing. Let's try and keep it light. This is a YouTube read, right? And if you can do the shadow work, there is the heavy-duty Judy shadow work that can help the world here. And if we all do our piece, maybe we can jump to a timeline where this all resolves itself. All of it. The hidden blessing. What's the gold within the lead for the witch, right? If you do the alchemy, otherwise you got a piece of toxic lead, or you can turn it into a piece of gold, something healthy, right? An insulator or a conductor. Which do you want to end up with by new moon? If you want to cast for what you want, please take a nice deep breath. There is something playful about this read, I gotta say. Well, you're Geminis, he said with slight disdain in his voice. I love you. As I call upon the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please leave the card in my hand. What is the hidden blessing for the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading with the witch archetype, the good witch, the bad witch, the sandwich? May they find their alchemy there with that ace of flames on the inner, chewing on that, something they want to create, right? But Wheel of Fortune, there is a timeline playing out, there always is, but there is the choice of fate or destiny here. How do they want to do that? And the key to doing that is untangling neglect, taking the time to give themselves all the approval that they desire, being the first responder to whatever's going on inside of them, and that's going to get them back to what they love. Getting back to what they love, reevaluating and loving themselves in whole new ways, giving themselves that specific frequency of love that only they can give to themselves. And with that jaguar animal message there of release, clearing the way for a birth of some kind is just perfect. So let's say they do it. Let's say they do the shadow work. Untangle the neglect. Call in the jaguar, right? Make the choice, the decision to heal. What's the hidden blessing for them this full to new? A blessing from your ancestors. Ooh, is somebody healing ancestral patterns of neglect? Who would have thunk? Well, anybody who knows what's going on in the higher dimensions or from the higher dimensions, looking down here. Card number 16. Look, it's Grandpa Gandalf. Oh, Grandpa Gandalf. Oh, nice beard. Definitely. Doesn't exactly look like Sir Ian. I guess nobody's perfect. Please take a nice deep breath. We do the blessings for realsies. As much fun as we have getting here. This is the mystical tea. Breathe. Pantheons of all pantheons, transmit through me now. Card number 17. A blessing from your ancestors. A blessing to bring you the gifts and guardianship of your ancestral family. Within your bloodline and within your spiritual line, there are thousands of relatives who care for you, whose cells now sing within your own body. You are their future dream. You carry forward the hopes of your distant and most ancient family. They have seen so much Yes, in other times and faraway places, but they have come to you now and bless you with all the wisdom of their experiences, making you the sum total of 1,000,000 wise ones, which, wow, call upon the wisdom of the blood, the old ones who stand behind you, supporting and holding you, clearly giving to you the knowledge that experience taught them. Let only the ancestors who can free you, aid you, support you, and celebrate the best of themselves within you come forward. And may the ailments and regrets of those who have gone before teach you what not to do in this lifetime, like neglect wounds. If neglect the wounds and wounds of neglect, if family be thin on the ground, or if there is estrangement at present, let the arms of the old ones hold you, form a circle about you, and infuse you with everything you may need at this moment. You are loved across the distance of time. You are spoken to with quiet keenings, soft knowings that will direct you forth. You will be soothed by those who healed and be guided by the old ones who hold before you the flaming torch of their united spirits. You are all that has gone before, but they celebrate you, for you are the future. You know your life is precious to more than the visible ones you know. You are most precious to all the old ones, and the ones who you share blood with. They know of your value and of the hopefulness of your futures. May you be blessed, and may you have with you the essence of the elder, the teacher, the one who shows, the one who shares with the young, the one who keeps the skills alive inside you, and all about you. Breathe. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. So mote it be. So it is. It makes sense. I mean, how many witches are working with their ancestors? Even if you don't call yourself a witch, that's fine. Use the wisdom. But we're talking about a spiritual lineage, not just what's in your DNA upline, right? Your starseed lineage, whatever it is you want to do. So there is that choice there, right? But it's time, and the fates are at work, and of course the ancestors are watching. Look at where we are on planet Earth. So untangling neglect, really important. That is going to free yourself up great, big, huge emotionally, helping you get back to what it is that you really want, getting back to what you love with release. In other words, that you've got these legions of lovers, but of family, of friends, of souls from other lives, all of their wisdom, all of their insight ready for you, both horizontally and vertically. So go for it. And if you like the reading, hit the thumbs up. Help the other Geminis find their ancestors. You want more of me here? Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm traveling. I'm putting things out when they're ready, but some things I'm scheduling in advance, like these readings. And if you really want to come play, you want to go deep, come Patreon. Patreon.com/drawingthecircle. I'm your Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, and I'm wishing you all the very best and the very, very blessed of this full to April Fool's March to April. My beloved gems, stay outrageous, stay truly, truly outrageous. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.